set to look at fingers to change chords today. From C to G7, for little stubby fingers like mine, and maybe yours, C to G7 can seem a little hard. And then having to look at your fingers to change them back and forth. So I'm giving you a trick to help you go back and forth easier. And this helps when you change from any chord, from one chord to another. There's 2 steps to moving. Here's C. First finger on fret 2, on fret 1, string 2, and then your second and third fingers are on the following 2 frets on strings 4 and 5. So right there like that. So when you move to G7, you're going to take your first finger first and move it from string 2 to 1 while your other fingers are still sitting in place. After your fingers in step 1, then you've got an anchor to move the other 2 fingers up a step all together at the same time to do your G7 chord. And then to move back, do the same thing. Move your second finger first, and then together move your 2 other strings. So it's a 2-step process. The first finger is the first step, and the other 2 fingers stay in that position and move up or down. So C, like that, then down, and then up, then up, then down. Do it in 2 steps. If you do it in 2 steps and get used to the muscle memory of those 2 steps, then eventually it gets faster. It's always going to be 2 steps, but it'll get like closer and closer together, like a millimeter of a second, but it's so much easier. And that works for C and G7. So back to C, 2, then 4 and 5. Then move your first finger, then your other 2 fingers. Now move your first finger, then your other 2 fingers. Then your first finger down, your 2 fingers up. Your first finger up, your 2 fingers down. C, first finger down, other fingers up, G7. First finger up, other 2 fingers down, G, C, C. First finger down, other fingers up. Do it that slow. G7, C. And if you do it slow like that over and over again, then all of a sudden you go fast. And then you will always have time while you're strumming to let your fingers be off the strings for a second. And it actually creates some of that style, that technique that sounds really cool when a guitarist is strumming and all of a sudden you hear that jum that doesn't sound like it's part of a chord. That's usually because they're strumming while their fingers are off the strings in between moving from one chord to another. So don't worry about that, but when you're playing fast, you don't notice it. When you're playing slow and first learning, you do notice it. But at that point, when you're at beginning and playing slow, don't hit the strings, don't strum until your fingers are in place. But take the time you need to move the 2 steps. The first finger, then the 2 and 3 together, like a little pattern. First finger up, second and third down. First finger down, second and third up. And when you do that, you get faster and faster. Thank you. Have fun.